Hello learners, myself Professor Monali Mahajan from Computer Engineering Department, Kekewag Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nashik, Maharashtra, India. Today we will see one of the topic of digital electronics and logic design, that is full adder using basic gates. So this is the agenda of my today's lecture. First we will see what is the aim of this assignment, then objective, outcome of the experiment, then what are the prerequisites that are required for this particular experiment, and then we will see the designing of full adder using basic gates. Then we will see implementation of full adder by using two ways. That is, first way is using devices and the second way is using one of the simulator, that is circuit bus. So let us see now aim, objective and outcomes of this experiment. So aim of this experiment is to design and implement the full adder. Objective is to develop skills to design and implement the full adder using basic gates. And after going through this lecture, you will be able to design and implement full adder using basic gates. So before starting with the designing of full adder, now let us see what are the steps that are required for combinational circuits, then rules for binary addition and half adder. So these are the three prerequisites that are required before starting with the full adder. So let us see this one by one. So as we all know that full adder is a type of combinational circuit. Therefore, which are the different steps that are needed to design combinational circuits? First, we will see that. So, first step is block diagram of circuit is to be specified. That is, it is used to specify what are the inputs and what are the output to the circuit. After that, the truth table is to be drawn, which is the tabular representation of input and the output. After drawing the truth table, next step is to obtain the simplified expressions. So simplified expressions can be obtained by using K-maps. So obtain the simplified expression, and then the last step is circuit realization. This circuit realization is drawn using input and the simplified Boolean expression obtained using the K-maps. Now, let us see the first prerequisite, that is half adder. So what is the first step in designing the half adder? To draw its block diagram. So here block diagram is drawn where A and B are the two inputs and sum and carry. Why it is known as half adder? Because it is used to add the two bits. As inputs are 2, the output are 4 combinations. Therefore, when A is 0, B is 0, sum is 0 and carry is 0, and so on. For A1 and B1, the carry output is 2. Therefore, how it is represented? Sum 0 and the carry 1. Similarly, for A0, B1, sum is 1, carry is 0. A1, B0, sum is 1 and carry is 0. So this table is also referred as rules of binary addition, and same is used to design the half adder. After the drawing the truth table, the next step is K-map. So two K-maps are drawn, one for sum and one for carry. Two outputs, therefore two K-maps are drawn, and the expressions are obtained for sum and carry. How the grouping is done in a K-map? Adjacent ones are found out, maximum number of adjacent ones. But here no adjacent ones are there, therefore these two ones are grouped single. That is one for this expression AB bar and another is for A bar B. Therefore, two separate ones and therefore two terms are shown here, that is one for A bar B and another for AB bar, and hence the expression is A XOR B. Similarly, for carry only single one is there and no grouping is possible. Therefore, for carry the expression is AB. This cell belongs to AB. Therefore, carry is AB. After getting the simplified expressions using the K-map, the next step is to draw the realization. So how the realization is drawn? Two gates are required, one XOR gate and one AND gate. And common inputs are shown, A, B. So this A is given to sum also, and the same A is given to carry also, that is to XOR gate and to AND gate also. Similarly, B is given to XOR gate and B is also given to AND gate, and two outputs are obtained, sum as A XOR B and carry as A and B. So this is how the half adder is designed. So after studying the half adder, next we will design full adder. Half adder is used to add only 2 bits, whereas full adder is used to consider or it considers previous carry also, and hence the 3 bits are added and the name is full adder. So what is the first step in designing the full adder? First step is to draw its block diagram. That is, this is the block diagram where input is specified and the output is specified. It is full adder, therefore how many inputs are there now? 3 inputs are there, and hence how many combinations of inputs? 8 combinations. 2 raised to number of inputs, that is 2 raised to 3, therefore 8. And the outputs are sum and carry. How these outputs are obtained now? Now you can add this A plus B first, and then whatever is result that you can add to the previous carry. So first combination is all 0, therefore 0, 0. Next is 0, 0, 1. So 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1 and 0. Like this you can trace the remaining. Let us trace one more randomly. Suppose 1 plus 0 is 1 and 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. So this is the way how you can have a truth table of the full adder. This is how you can study this combination. 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0, carry 1. Okay, again 1 plus 1 is 0, therefore 0, 0. For last combination, 1 plus 1 0 and carry is 1, and 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, so this is the way how this truth table is designed. Now after designing this truth table, the next step is to draw the K-map. So how K-map is drawn now? For the 3 combinations of inputs, therefore how many variable K-map we will need? That we will need 3 variable K-map, A, B, C, in. And how many cells are there in a K-map? 8 cells are there. Now for drawing the K-map of sum, whatever are the values in 1 for respective A, B and C, that are putted as a 1. So for example, 0, 0, 1. When A is 0, B is 0 and C in is 1, the value of this cell is 1. Similarly, other are 1. So how many how many ones are there? 4 ones are there, and therefore in 4 cells the 4 ones are shown. Similarly for carry also, let us take this example. When it is A is 0 and B and C both are 1, the carry is 1. So whenever A is 0 and both B and C are 1, the carry is 1. 0 is not to be shown, therefore the empty cell indicates that these values are 0. Okay, so this is how the sum of K-map for sum is drawn, and this is how the K-map for carry is drawn. So after drawing the K-map, we can observe in a K-map of sum that there is no grouping possible as no adjacent ones are there. Therefore, this can be grouped into a single. An expression will have the 4 terms. Therefore, 4 single ones are there and sum is shown. So for first one, that is A bar, B bar, C in. This is A bar, B bar and C in. That is first term. Similarly, other terms are also written, and this expression can be simplified using XOR gate. Therefore, the simplified expression is A XOR B XOR C in. We have obtained for first 4 these terms, and then we have taken common. A bar is taken common, A is taken common, and then we have applied the rules of XOR, and then we got the expression as A XOR B XOR C in. And for carry, the 3 groupings are possible. One group, this is another group, and this is third group. Therefore, for the carry, the expression is BC in, AC in, and the AB. For this particular group, for this group, that is vertical one, what is common? BC in is common. A is different. Therefore, BC in is one of the terms. Similarly, for other two groups, the terms are obtained as AC in and AB. Okay, so K-map is drawn in, I have told you in a brief, that is how the groups are formed and how the expressions are obtained. So this is the expression for sum, that is A XOR B XOR C, and carry is BC in AC in plus AB. Now in the next slide we will see its realization. So as we have seen in a previous slide, how is the expression for sum and carry we have obtained, and hence the realization is drawn over here. Three inputs are shown, A, B and C in A XOR B is XORed first, that is A XOR B. This is the output A XOR B, and to that again the C in is taken, C in, therefore the sum is A XOR B XOR C in. So this is how the sum is obtained. Now to implement carry, we need 3 AND gates for each of these product terms. That is one for BC in, one for AC in and one for AB. Therefore 3 AND gates are shown for the respective terms. Okay. Now let us see which are the 3 AND gates that are shown for the respective product terms. So this is the first AND gate that is shown, as you can note down over here, that is this is C in, this is C in and this is B. So this is output, that is B C in. Okay. Now another AND gate is A and B. The second AND gate is having one of the input as A and another input as B. Therefore the second AND gate output is A B, and the last output is, that is C in, and again what is input A. Therefore what is the output here? A C in. Now after getting this AND products, now 2 OR gates are required, one for addition of this and then one for addition of this. Therefore 2 OR gates are shown here and the final output is carry. So this is the way how the full adder is drawn using the simplified expression. Okay. So this is how sum and carry is obtained using 3 gates, 3 types of different gates, XOR, and OR. After going through the designing steps of full adder, now we will see how to implement the full adder. So first we will see the first way, that is how to implement full adder using different devices. And then we will see implementation of full adder using one of the simulator. So which are the hardware requirements that are needed to implement the full adder? Power supply will be needed, breadboard, then ICs will be needed, that is integrated circuits, and to observe the output, the LEDs will be needed. So first we will see the power supply. So to enable any IC, the two supplies are must. That is, one is VCC and one is ground. Therefore, the one of the diagram I have shown here, one of the figure I have shown, which is APLAP power supply, which is having dual in window. So this is one of the window and this is another window, where in both of the one of the window is fixed power supply, that is this one is fixed power supply and this one is variable power supply. So to this, 2 ends are shown, that one is black and one is red. So black indicates the ground and the red indicates the VCC. So to enable any IC, whenever VCC and ground supplies to be given, it will be given through this power supply and the breadboard. So either user can use fixed power supply or variable power supply. So after power supply, we have to take the connection of power supply on one of the device, that is breadboard. So this is the structure of the breadboard, where this vertical holes are shorted in vertical way and these are horizontally shorted. Again vertically shorted and horizontally shorted. So horizontally shorted means if you have connected, suppose VCC over here, that is VCC supply, then that supply will be available to all these remaining holes also. Similarly, if you have given ground over here, then that ground supply will be available to these slots also. Similarly, if you are giving any input to this particular slot, then that input will be available in respective slots, that is vertical slots. You can observe here 2 windows are there in a breadboard. So 2 parts are there. This is one part and this is second part. So ICs will be mounted over here, that is in between. Okay, so this is a basic of breadboard. That is how you can give VCC and ground supply. So whatever power supply we have seen, that power supply was having two ends, one is ground and one is VCC. So VCC can be given over here and ground can be given over here. Okay, so which are the different additional components that may be mounted on a breadboard? So these are the different additional components: capacitors, LEDs, resistors, etc. And what we will be mounting on a breadboard, that is ICs. So simple ICs are shown, and this breadboard shows how to mount ICs on the breadboard. So this is how the ICs are mounted on the breadboard. While mounting the ICs on the breadboard, the notch of the IC should be always at the left side, because notch indicates the starting pin of that particular IC. So this is the basic of breadboard and the integrated circuits. Now, which are the ICs that are required for implementation of the full adder? As we have seen, we require AND gate, OR gate and the XOR gate. Okay, so what is the IC that is available for the AND gate? That is 74 series low Schottky 08. Which is the IC that is available for the OR gate? That is 74 series low Schottky 32. That is 7432. And for exclusive OR, that is XOR gate, the IC available is 7486. That is 74 low Schottky 86. And all these ICs are called 2 input. That is, they are having 2 input and 1 output. Again 2 input and 1 output, like this. And total how many pins are there? 14. 14 dual inline package. So these are the ICs that we will need for full adder of 74 series. 7408, that is SCOT 2 input AND gate, 7432, that is SCOT 2 input OR gate, and 7486, that is SCOT 2 XOR gate. Now we will see the pin diagram or the structure of these ICs. All these ICs are 14 pin, as you can note. Okay, all these ICs are 14 pin. And this notch indicates the, below the notch indicates the starting pin of the IC, that is 1, 1 and 1. As they are coded 2, therefore 2 input, that is 1 and 2 is the input and 3 is the output. 4, 5 input, 6 is the output. As I have mentioned, to enable any IC, two supplies must be given. One is ground and one is VCC. So from where we will be giving this ground and VCC? First we will take the supply, power supply, VCC and ground on the breadboard, and then using single strand wires, we will give this VCC and ground using the breadboard and the ICs. And two ICs are there, two input ICs are there. Therefore, each gate is having the 2 input and 1 output. As you can see, 4, 5 input, 6 is output. Here, 8 is output and 9 and 10 are input. Again, 11 is output and 12, 13 is input. Okay, so this is 7486 is XOR IC. Therefore, XOR gates are shown in the internal structure. But for all these three IC, the structure is same. Only the gates will change or the application will change. For 7408, it is AND gate. Therefore, how many AND gates are shown here now? 4 AND gates are shown and the IC number is 08. And for OR gate, IC number is 7432. Therefore, OR gates are shown. Okay, so this is how is the structure of IC. Now, after studying the structure of IC, you can mount the ICs on breadboard. I have told you earlier also that the knot should be at the left side. So, 3 ICs are mounted on this breadboard, and how to give the supply now? So, here VCC will be given from the red slot and the ground will be given from the black slot. And now, if you want to give, let us consider the 7408. So which is the pin that is for the ground? 7. So 7 pin I will connect it to ground. 14 pin I will connect it to VCC. Okay. Now 1 and 2 are the inputs. So 1 and 2 I will give as the input, say A and B, and this third will be my output. And for observing the output, I will connect LED over here. So this here you can observe LED strip. So for LED strip, you can connect a ground of LED strip here and VCC of LED strip here, and then you can connect LED for observing the output. So this is the way, this is the basic of how the ICs will be mounted and how they will be tested. So this I have tested first gate, I have shown you first gate here, second gate again you can have here 4 and 5 and 6 pin, and 7th is ground. Here 8 output, 9 and 10 input, and so on. So this is how the mounting ICs on breadboard and connecting single strand wires to the breadboard. Some breadboards are having the two windows, that is window 1 and window 2. So you can give looping over here to have this connection over here. Similarly looping over here to give the connection from this side to the this side and this side to the this side. Now we will see the implementation of full adder using these ICs. Now we are assuming here that these ICs are mounted on a breadboard, and breadboard is, so this we will assume as an entire breadboard, okay, and this breadboard is having these three ICs connected. So how to give VCC and ground to the breadboard? Using the power supply. So first, that is upper part we will make the VCC and the lower part we will make as the ground, okay. So after that we will first do the connection, that is ground to ground, ground, and here also ground, and then we will connect VCC, VCC and VCC. So this is the very first basic connection before doing any implementation or before starting any implementation. So on breadboard the ICs are mounted, and now the connections to enable the ICs are given, that is ground is given and the VCC is given. So after giving this, now our aim is to implement our expression, that is sum and carry. So to easily implement sum and carry, what we will give on the breadboard holes, we will have one wire as A, another as B, and one more wire as C. Okay, so three external wires we will take and we will denote them as A, B and C. Okay, so whenever we will require A now, this is slot for A, this is slot for B, and this is slot for C. You can use another different color codes of the single strand wires to do the connection. Suppose I have used now for A the blue one. So what is the expression for the sum? A XOR B XOR C. So first we have to XOR A and B. So we will take wire from here, we will insert over here. This will be now my A. Okay, now XOR with B. Now I want to XOR it with B, therefore B I will use red. So for second I will give it as B. So that is A XOR with B. So what is this output that I have obtained? This is now A XOR B. Now this is to be XORed with C. This output is to be XORed with C. So this output is to be XORed with C. Therefore, output of first gate will be given as an input to second OR gate. This is the second XOR gate. This is most important point. That is A XOR B is to be XORed with C in. Therefore, output A XOR B is given as the input to the second XOR gate. And from where the second input will come? The second input will come from the C in. That is, I will show it in a say yellow color. So second input will come from the C in. Okay, so this is C in now. Therefore, output at the sixth is, that is output that we obtain at the sixth pin is now A XOR B XOR C in. Okay, so this is the way how the sum is implemented, and to this sixth pin what you will be connecting is LED. Okay, so this is how the sum is implemented. So to check this circuit, which table we are going to use? We are going to use the truth table of the full adder. Then we will have these three inputs A, B and C in, and we will give all 8 combinations, and then we will test at the sixth pin whether LED is on or off. For example, whenever the value of A, B and C, that is all is 0, then what is the sum? Sum is 0, therefore LED will not glow. Similarly, suppose another combination you want to test is, that is A is 1 and B and C are 0. So where you will connect now A will be connected to 1 and B and C will be connected to 0. So XOR output 1, that is 1, XOR 0. What is 1 XOR 0? It is 1. Again 1 will be given over here. 1 XOR 0 is again 1. So LED will 1. That is LED will glow. So LED will have two states, either 1 or 0, depending upon the combination of the input. LED will either glow if the output is 1 and LED will be off if the output is 0. Okay, so this is for the sum. Now let us see for the carry. Now for the carry, the expression is, for carry expression is AB plus AC plus BC in. So we have already taken the inputs from the breadboard as external inputs. Now we have to form the three product terms, BC in, AC in and AB. So let us form first BC in. So from where we will take the BC in? We will take one wire from B, we will give it to AND gate. One more wire from C in, that is here. Okay, so what is the output of mine? That is for first AND gate, I will get as B, C in. How should I form now the second AND gate? That is AC in. So one wire I will take from A, I will give it to the fourth pin. One wire I will take from C, I will give it to the fifth pin. And now this is my A, C in. And one more product term A and B. So one more wire, that one wire I will take from A, 9, one wire I will take from B, that is 10, and where I will get the output as AB at the 8, I will get it as AB. So now I have obtained three product terms. Now I have to OR them. So output of the AND gates are given as the input to the OR gate to get the addition or to get the plus. So this will be given to the one, that is BC in. This is AC in. So output of third is BC in plus AC in. And to this, what is to be added? To the AB. So again I will give this output of AC in plus BC in to the second OR gate, because I want to OR AB here. I want to OR AB with which term? That is BC plus AC in. So where I have obtained BC in plus AC in at the third pin, and now I have given the same as the input to the fourth pin, and fifth pin will have which of the input? AB. So I have obtained AB here, so I will give fifth pin here, and what is the output at the sixth? That is carry. BC in plus AC in plus AB. Okay, so this is the way how full adder will be implemented using different ICs, breadboard and LEDs. So how many LEDs we will need for implementation of this? We will need one for sum and one for carry. So whenever now entire circuit is built, from where we were getting the output of the carry is here 6 and sum is at here. So we will connect two final LEDs at XOR and at the OR gate, and we will test this entire circuit using the truth table that we have drawn while designing this circuit. So whenever you will give ABC in any values from the truth table, depending upon the output, the sum or carry will be on or off, that is LED will be glow or LED will not glow. Okay, this is the way how to implement full adder. Now we have seen how to implement full adder using different devices like breadboard, ICs, LEDs and etc. Now we will see how to implement full adder using simulator circuit works. Now to start with the full adder using circuit works, first go to Google and then you can type here circuit works. Then you will get a simulator that you have to open. Then go to the simulator. Here you will have the different circuit elements and the properties. Okay, so go to the input. You can observe the different number of inputs are there. Then you can have the output, that is different LEDs and segments are there and the gates. Now let us implement first A XOR B XOR C. So I will take one XOR gate and one more XOR gate. Now I will take the inputs, that is one as A, one as B and one as C. I will label them. This as label here as A, then this I will label as B and this I will label as C. C in. Now I will make the connections. So how to make the connections? Directly you can have the connections between this input and the output like this. So again A with B. So you can specify like this, C in. Now output of this XOR gate is to be connected to the input to the next XOR gate and C in will be connected here. And then the output of the XOR gate we will be observing using the output. Therefore, I will use a digital LED over here. So digital LED is connected. Now how to check this circuit? So I will make all the zeros. So when all are 0, the LED is off, that is white. Whenever I will make it say 1, 1 plus 0 plus 0, the output sum is 1, therefore it is 1. Again I will make this 1, now 1 plus 1 is 0, therefore output LED is off. 1, therefore LED is on. This is the way how to test the sum. Now to do the carry, what you can do, we will need the AND gates. Therefore I will add here AND gate. 3 AND gates I will need, 1, 2 and 3. Now the expression for carry that we have already studied is BC in plus AC in plus AB. Therefore we have to now take this input to the AND gates. Therefore we will do like this, that is first input is BC in. So B and C in. Okay. Then what is the second input? That is AC in. So here that is A. Second input is C in. And the last term is AB. So I will make it now AB. That is A, here A and last is B. So B. So you can see here in a that is window, the whatever is input we have given, that is appearing here, that is on this yellow block. And then after this we have to do the addition. Therefore we will need XOR gate. So XOR, one more XOR. Okay. Now we will do the connection of this XOR gates. That is output of XOR will be connected over here. Now output of OR will be connected. Output of AND will be connected to the OR. Then output of AND will be connected to one more OR, because we have to perform AB plus BC plus AC. And then this output of OR will be given as an input to the OR. And output of AND will be given to the OR gate. So output is now available at the output of OR gate. So we will connect one LED over here. Okay. So this is the way how to implement the carry. You can give here values 0, 0, 0 and you can test the connection. See, for all zeros the output is now 0. So this is the LED for sum and this is the LED for carry. I will make it 1. So whenever A is 1, sum is 1, carry is 0. 1 plus 1, 0, carry is 1. Again 1, then both are 1. So this is the way how to implement full adder using circuit-verse simulator. You can implement other circuits also. I will make it again 0, 0, 0. See, the LEDs are changing accordingly. 1, 0 is 1, 1 plus 0, 0 is 1, 0. You can have this truth table And you can verify all the combinations of truth table by placing the values here. You can save this project also, and you can have this, you can sign in also, and you can have that project saved also. So this is the way how to implement it using CircuitWorks. So in this lecture, we have studied how to design and how to implement full adder using two ways, that is using different devices and then using one of the simulator, that is CircuitWorks. So you can try other circuits by yourself also by using this CircuitWorks simulator. Thank you.